Every winter, a lake in northeast Thailand turns red. Not brownish, not pinkish. Deep, saturated, impossible red, covering hundreds of hectares of water surface in a color that looks like a sunset filter. The lake is called Nong Han. It is the largest natural lake in northeast Thailand, and almost nobody outside the region has ever heard of it. The red comes from thousands of lotus flowers blooming simultaneously across the shallow northern sections every December and January. It lasts for a few weeks. Then it is gone until next year. This video is about the red lotus and the festival that takes place on its surface every October. It is one of the most visually extraordinary places in Thailand that tourism has somehow completely forgotten to find. Nong Han covers approximately 480 square kilometers. To put that in perspective, that is larger than the entire city of Bangkok. It sits at the edge of Sakon Nakhon city in the upper northeast of Thailand, a region called Isan. Most international visitors fly over on their way to somewhere else. The city grew up on the western shore of this lake over centuries, and the lake has been at the center of life. It sustains the community economically, spiritually, and culturally for longer than anyone can precisely record. The lake is shallow. The average depth is around 3 meters. This is why the lotus can establish itself across such vast sections of the surface. In the dry season, the water retreats. In the wet season, it expands and merges with the surrounding paddy fields. At 4:30 in the morning, before any of this is visible, the fishermen are already on the water. Their navigation lights move through the pre-dawn dark as small points of amber. The sound of their engines carries across the stillness, making the water feel even larger than it is. City chaos. Phuket crowds. This has been happening every morning for generations, and most of the world has absolutely no idea it exists. So, the red lotus. The variety that grows in Nong Han is called Bua Deng in Thai. It blooms in the cool season, December and January, in the shallower northern sections of the lake. When the conditions are right, the bloom covers several hundred hectares of the lake surface. The color is not subtle. From any elevated point above the northern shore, the lake looks like it has been painted. Deep rose red, interrupted by dark green lily pads and the occasional channel of open water cutting through the flower beds. Here is the critical thing about visiting it. The flowers open in the morning and close in the afternoon. The window is 6 to 10 in the morning. Before 6, too dark. After 10, the blooms are closing and the color is already fading. Miss that window and the view is a fraction of what it should be. The best way to see it is by boat. A wooden fishing boat navigated through the channels between the flower beds. The lotus blooms at eye level on both sides, the color overwhelming from inside the field rather than above it. These boats are not part of any organized tour because no organized tour exists. They are arranged directly with the fishing families at the northern shore villages. The price is whatever is agreed between two people having a conversation. For photography, for video, for simply being somewhere extraordinary, the red lotus season at Nong Han is one of the best kept visual secrets. And almost nobody goes. If this is the kind of Thailand content that actually makes you want to buy a plane ticket, subscribe. Every week goes deeper into the parts of this country that most travel channels never find. 2 months before the red lotus blooms, something else happens on this lake. Every October, on the night the Buddhist rains retreat ends, a date called Phansa, the people come to the water's edge. They launch light across the surface of Nong Han. Large decorated floats are built in the weeks leading up to the festival. Structures several meters wide and longer than a bus, covered in flowers and lit by thousands of small lanterns. They move across the water illuminated and reflected in the stillness below, so that each float appears twice. The shore fills with people, the actual community of a provincial Thai city that has come to the edge of its lake. Families, children, Elderly couples who have attended this festival for 50 years and are not yet done being astonished by it. Thousands of smaller krathong, the traditional banana leaf floating vessels, are released from the shore, each carrying a candle and an offering. Above all of it, the sky lanterns rise. Large paper lanterns, heated by a small flame, drift upward when released. They carry that light slowly into the sky, growing smaller until they are indistinguishable from stars. By 2 in the morning, the lake is quiet again. The lights are gone. The water is dark. The fishermen who left before dawn have been on the water for hours, doing what they do every morning. That continuity is the thing. The festival and the ordinary life existing on the same water without contradiction. Getting to Nong Han Lake is not complicated. The lake is at the edge of Sakon Nakhon city, and the western shore promenade is accessible on foot from any accommodation in the city center. For the Red Lotus, the northern shore is the destination. The road along the northern edge of the lake passes through the fishing villages and gives access to the flower fields during the bloom season. Arrive before 6. Arrange a boat directly with the fishing families if possible. Bring a charged camera battery. For Oak Phansa, the timing is fixed by the lunar calendar. It falls on the full moon of the 11th lunar month, which lands in October. Exact dates change year to year, so checking the current year's calendar before planning is essential. Accommodation on the lake is available from around 300 baht per night for a simple guest house room, to slightly more for a lake view room at one of the small hotels on the western shore. A lake view room means walking 5 minutes to the water before dawn instead of 20, which is the difference between actually doing it and hitting snooze. The lake is free. The Lotus season is free. The Oak Phansa festival is free. The fishing boat negotiation costs whatever 2 people agree it costs. That is the entire budget for one of the most visually extraordinary experiences available in northeast Thailand. Nong Han is not famous. It is not on any international travel list. No influencer has made it their backdrop, and no travel magazine has put it on a cover. It is just a lake, 480 square kilometers of water that turns red in December, hosts one of the most beautiful festivals in Thailand in October, and wakes up every single morning with fishing boats on it before the sun has cleared the horizon. The next episode in this series leaves the water and goes to the food, specifically the morning markets, the fermented traditions, and the dishes that exist in Sakon Nakhon in a form that Bangkok restaurants have been trying and failing to replicate. That episode is next week. This is Travel Savvy Thailand. Have you seen the Red Lotus season anywhere in Thailand, or is Nong Han somewhere you would want to go? Drop it in the comments. Everyone gets a reply.